Sometimes, ordinary moments captured on camera reveal something extraordinary, something that shouldn't exist. Today we're examining 6 chilling encounters where people recorded what they believe to be genuine paranormal activity. These aren't Hollywood productions or staged performances. These are raw, unedited recordings from regular people who captured something they cannot explain. What you're about to see will challenge everything you thought you knew about reality. Number 6. The Hospital Corridor Phantom. In July 2025, a healthcare worker named Sarah was making her routine rounds through a rarely visited section of her facility. The lower floors of this building have always carried an unsettling atmosphere. Staff members avoid them whenever possible. On this particular evening, Sarah felt an overwhelming sensation of being watched. She pulled out her phone and started recording, thinking perhaps she was being paranoid. What the camera captured was anything but imagination. As she walked through the dimly lit corridor, a voice emerged from the silence, clear, deliberate, and undeniably present. The words were unmistakable, a whisper that shouldn't have existed in that empty hallway. But the terror didn't end there. Moments later, equipment that had been stationary for hours suddenly began moving across the floor on its own. A medical cart rolled several feet without any physical force propelling it, as if invisible hands were guiding it through the corridor. Sarah fled immediately, unable to process what she'd just witnessed. Number 5. The Midnight Visitor. A man named Raphael was settling in for the evening when he heard distinct knocking at his front door. The time was approaching midnight, far too late for casual visitors. Confused but curious, he approached the door and opened it to find absolutely nothing. No person, no animal, nothing that could explain the sound he'd clearly heard. In the days following this mysterious knocking, Raphael's home became the site of increasingly disturbing events. Objects moved without explanation. Sounds echoed through empty rooms, and an oppressive presence seemed to permeate his living space. One night, determined to document what was happening, he set up his camera and captured something that defies rational explanation. The footage shows a shadowy figure moving through his kitchen with disturbing speed. It wasn't a person. The movement was too fluid, too unnatural. The entity appeared for only seconds before vanishing completely. But in that brief moment, Raphael captured what many believed to be genuine evidence of a haunting. When he entered the kitchen immediately after, objects had been displaced, moved by forces he cannot identify. Number 4. The Forest Encounter. The Forest Encounter. Adam runs a YouTube channel focused on camping and outdoor adventures. He'd never experienced anything paranormal until he decided to spend a night in a forest with a notorious reputation. Local legends speak of something that wanders these woods, something that doesn't want to be found but occasionally reveals itself to unsuspecting visitors. After setting up camp, Adam took a walk deeper into the forest. His camera was recording continuously, and while preparing coffee in a small clearing, something appeared in the background of his footage. A pale figure moving between the trees, barely visible but unmistakably there. Adam remained completely unaware of what his camera had captured. As darkness deepened, Adam ventured further into the woods. Strange sounds surrounded him, sounds he initially dismissed as wildlife. But then he saw it directly. A figure standing in the shadows, watching him. The entity's appearance was so shocking that Adam's survival instinct immediately kicked in. He ran, abandoning his exploration and fleeing back to his vehicle. Whatever exists in those woods made its presence known, and Adam wants no part of it. Number 3. The Mall Apparition. When fire broke out in a shopping mall in Indonesia, hundreds of people rushed to evacuate. In the chaos and panic, someone filming the exodus captured something that Indonesian news outlets would later broadcast nationally, sparking nationwide debate about the supernatural. As crowds fled through the parking structure, the camera panned across the scene of emergency vehicles and running people. That's when it caught her, a woman standing completely motionless amid the chaos. While everyone else ran for safety, this figure simply stood and watched. Her appearance was immediately wrong. Unnaturally pale skin, flowing black hair, and a white dress that seemed to shimmer in the emergency lighting. The most disturbing detail emerged upon closer examination of the footage. The figure appeared to be floating slightly above the ground, no feet were visible beneath the hem of her dress. She hovered there, watching the evacuation with an expression of calm detachment. Investigators later revealed that the land beneath the mall had a dark history, though officials refused to elaborate on what they discovered. Number 2. The Possessed Doll. Christmas morning 2024 should have been a joyful occasion for Sarah and her daughter. Among the presents was a toy doll, one of those interactive models that walks and talks when activated. The daughter played with it briefly before something strange began happening. The doll started activating on its own, walking and speaking without anyone pressing its buttons. Sarah removed the batteries, thinking that would solve the problem. It didn't. The doll continued functioning without any power source, moving and making sounds that should have been impossible. Terrified, Sarah's daughter refused to be near the toy. So Sarah moved it to her own bedroom. That's when she decided to record what was happening. The footage shows the doll walking across the room, still without batteries, moving with deliberate purpose toward the daughter's bedroom. Sarah can be heard in the recording asking the doll what it wants, a question met with eerie silence. But the most terrifying moment occurs when something else appears in the video. A figure can be seen moving outside the window, separate from Sarah's reflection. The movement is independent, suggesting something else was present during this recording. Many viewers believe the doll serves as a vessel for something supernatural, a conduit allowing an entity to manifest in our world. Others speculate that whatever spirit inhabits the doll is trying to escape its confined form and spread into the household. Sarah has since removed the doll from her home, but she reports that strange occurrences continue. Number 1. The bridge encounter. Sam Rosie is a truck driver who regularly travels remote roads across Southeast Asia. One particular route has earned a sinister reputation among local drivers, a bridge where travelers have reported encounters with something malevolent. Most drivers avoid this road after dark. Sam didn't have that option. Late one night, immediately after crossing the infamous bridge, Sam's truck suddenly stalled. This was particularly strange because the vehicle had just undergone complete maintenance days earlier. Every system should have been functioning perfectly. Confused and stranded, Sam stepped out to investigate what could have caused the mechanical failure. That's when the atmosphere changed dramatically. A foul stench filled the air, the smell of decay and something else, something wrong. As Sam examined his truck, he noticed something that made his blood run cold. Bare feet were visible on the opposite side of the vehicle, seemingly standing in the space beneath the truck chassis. But these feet weren't resting on the ground, they were hovering several inches above the pavement. Sam rushed to the other side of the truck to confront whoever or whatever was there. He found nothing. No person, no footprints, nothing physical to explain what he'd just witnessed. The hovering feet had vanished completely, leaving Sam alone on a dark road with a disabled truck and the growing certainty that something supernatural had caused his vehicle to stop at this specific location. Unable to restart his truck and terrified of remaining near the bridge, Sam made the difficult decision to abandon his vehicle and walk to the nearest town for help. He refuses to travel that route alone at night anymore, convinced that something watches that bridge. Something that occasionally decides to interact with passing travelers. The evidence speaks. These 6 encounters represent genuine recordings from people who never expected to capture paranormal activity. No special effects, no editing tricks, just raw footage of events that defy conventional explanation. Each recording has been analyzed by skeptics and believers alike, with no consensus on what these videos truly show. What makes these sightings particularly compelling is their authenticity. These aren't professional paranormal investigators with agendas or content creators seeking views. These are ordinary people who recorded something extraordinary during their everyday lives. The fear in their voices, the confusion in their reactions, these emotions cannot be faked. Whether you believe in ghosts, spirits, or supernatural entities, these videos force us to confront uncomfortable possibilities about the nature of reality. Perhaps our world is inhabited by more than just the living. Perhaps consciousness persists beyond death in forms we don't fully understand. Or perhaps there are phenomena occurring constantly around us that we only notice when cameras happen to capture them. What's your take on these recordings? Have you ever captured something you couldn't explain? Share your experiences in the comments below. And if you found these real ghost sightings as chilling as we did, subscribe to the channel for more investigations into the unexplained. Because sometimes, the scariest stories are the ones that actually happened.